All right, folks, welcome back. 30th of January. It's a beautiful, calm Thursday evening. It's about 5:15 p.m. All the chores are done. I'm going to spare you the walk through the barn and taking a look at calves. We've been doing a little bit too much of that. But you're sure to get one of those videos again here sometime soon because there's not much else going on. Another video that you're going to get very soon, maybe even tomorrow if I can help it. I can promise you one. Watch that word, Ben. On Saturday. Here's the deal. Corn silage is flowing. Let me just make it clear. It's 27 degrees right now. It's absolutely beautiful. We have scheduled a 43-degree day on Sunday. So far, thus far, this winter has truly been in like a lion, out like a lamb. We're far from being out though. We're just about to enter into February, which was one of our worst months you can ask for up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. A lot can happen. The future outlook looks good. All right, enough of that crap. Can't control the weather. 18-footer is up and operating. This was morning number 1. Very tricky business. There wasn't a prayer in the world that I was going to take a video here this morning by starting up the first load. Reason being is this is basically a two-man operation. The silo's been cleaned up above. I'm going to say roughly 1.5 feet or so of rotten corn silage, moldy corn silage thrown down. Ended up to be about 2.25, 2.5 manure spreader loads of corn silage that is no good. Next step is lowering the unloader, and then I'm going to say manually leveling the top of the silo, the floor of the silage. And when I say manual, there's a gathering chain. It's literally a chain that's half the width of the silo, and it goes around and around. The chain, the gathering chain, collects the corn silage and brings it to a blower, which of course throws it through the snoot and down what you see here. If you're careful and you know what you're doing, for lack of better words, you can manually level the top of the silo, the floor of the silage. Just by going up and down, when needed, where needed, with the gathering chain. And that took place this morning. Really no room for error, no room for shenanigans or horseplay or video. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow morning just to keep it in check. And after tomorrow morning's feeding of corn silage, which is pretty light, I'll explain that, it ought to be unattended. Pretty good. The cows really appreciated it this morning. They're happy as can be. Corn silage. Let's talk about that real quick because I am embarking sooner than later here coming up on calving season. We touched on an earlier video, and most of you know a fat cow that's been eating real damn good. It might sound good to you. It's very bad, especially for calving. There's a lot of complications that come with that. Corn silage, of course, amongst anything, will make these girls very overweight. So my plan is, and it's a loose plan, I'll change it as need be. The plan is to feed corn silage up until March 1st. And then I need to shut these girls off of corn silage. They're probably going to be on a strict diet of mostly dry hay and of course some baleage here and there just to keep them happy. I'll explain it as we go further. So the corn silage is going. Everything's working as intended. That 18-footer is chuck full. It did settle down about 4 doors, which is very normal, very common, and it's a good thing. It's basically, it packed itself down with the weight that it carries on top of itself. Remember, I'm not a teacher here, so my words are a little jacked up. Okay. I guess another thing here this morning, we had a little bit of fun here this morning. We had some shenanigans going on about mid-morning. There was a dirty, rotten-ass coyote looking for trouble. We had a full barn cleaning this morning. He basically was with me the entire time I was in the field spreading manure. That's a problem. He only half cared about me. That's a problem. And then as I came home, he shot across the field that you see here, actually on a snowmobile track, heading right for this yard of cattle. Now here's the deal. These cattle in here, when it comes to a coyote, goodbye, good night. That coyote's gonna die. I could take some time and tell you some stories here, but let's get on track here. Anyway, he was looking for trouble. He was startling the herd. The herd was actually handling it very, very well. And what they do is they all group together. If you could actually hear them talk, they were probably saying, come on in, let's have a little bit of fun. Anyway, long story short, I ran to the house, got the 300 Win Mag, took it was under 300 yards. I've never lied to you, I'm not gonna start now. I winged him. And anyway, he's gone. Right now, it's breeding season for coyotes. Very, very heavy. So that kind of nonsense is gonna happen. And you know what? Go do your thing. But when you get close to this herd, if you're gonna upset this farm, I'm racking a bolt in the chamber. Period. End of story. I don't care if it's endangered or not. And you can take that to the bank. Upset this herd, upset this farm, cause it any danger, no matter what it is, racking one in the chamber, period. So yeah, that was kind of exciting. I dare say a little bit fun. Had a visit from John Deere today. Oh, God almighty. And I'm not going to tell you what it was or what's going on here, what's being talked about, but it was touched on multiple videos ago. And I'm pondering it. It depends on about 12 or 15 different things in my life and what's going to happen here in the next 3-4 months. We'll see what happens. Okay, so enough of the jibber jabber. This video, and there's a bull right there. This video is especially for the starting of a series. We're going to do about a few check-ins. We'll make a video 2-3 times a month maybe on what I'm going to call the Motherhood of 1021. I'm going to give you a real quick rundown story on 1021. I did a full-length video of this some time ago. Keep an eye on that bull there. Some time ago, a neighbor farmer was depleting his herd. Called me up to come take a look. There wasn't many cows or heifers. Take a look. He gave a price. He said, this is what it takes to get them out of here. I ended up taking 3 of them. It was 2 heifers, I guess it was 3 heifers. Reason being, obviously, none of them had a calf. 2 of them were legitimate young heifers. The other one was a 3-year-old. Now, I hardly had any business doing anything like that. The fact that it was 3 years old and had never been bred yet. The price was at a point to where I could have made my money back on hamburger sales. So why not take a chance? Let's keep our eye on him. So I grabbed them 3. They got put here on the Vieser farm. And as it turns out, that 3.5-year-old heifer ended up coming here bred. When? Nobody knows. Just keep an eye on her. We didn't see that until probably December, late December-ish, where old Eagle Eye's dad could tell, hey, you know, we're going to have an early calf here. She's bred. So anyway, continuing to keep an eye on her. I forget the date here. I should have had my ducks in a row before making this video for information. A very long story short, folks, we kept a very keen eye on her because here we're in winter months, and last winter was the devil here. The devil. So let's just call it the middle of February. The best of our knowledge, we figured one day, and Dad is the old pro on this, we figured one day that she's 2 weeks out. What was to happen was she was to be gathered, corralled, and taken away and put in a maternity pen, either on the lean-to barn or a pen within the barn. You can't have a calf out here in February. You just can't do it. With weather like this, you can. This is not normal. So anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is a little bit of procrastination on my part. I'm taking 50% of the blame. She lost her calf. 50% of it goes on me. I appreciate any positive comments that you might put out there that it's Mother Nature. No. 50% of it goes on me because I procrastinated a little bit. She should have been gathered that day we discovered 2 weeks. I didn't do it. I chose to do some other things and just let a little time go by. Boom, all of a sudden, 43 degrees below zero a week later. 43 below, wind chill. And that lasted for about 36 hours. It was awful. I'll never forget it. Between it just coming close to having a calf and also stress of the weather, 10/21 ended up having her calf. Hey, Big Mama. What you looking for? Went and got a drink, huh? She ended up having her calf in the 42, 43 below zero weather. We'll just label that instant death. And it was. It was a beautiful Black Angus little steer. And you should have seen her. It'd make the toughest person get glossy-eyed for 3-4 days straight. She was a mother to that dead calf. And I had to sit there and bite it, and you want to talk about feeling like the biggest pile of crap in the world. What you doing? Huh? Get going. So yeah, that was, that sucked. There's a lot of other words to explain that. I'll just use that word. It sucked. I had to bite that. And she ended up outcasting herself from the crew. That or the crew, the herd, outcasted her. I don't know. I don't know how they think. And it was quite disgusting. If you actually give a damn. If you have too many cattle to care about one, then more power to you. I guess I understand it. That's not the case for me. So there's nothing you can do. I can tell you right now, whether you agree with this or not, I did not take her calf from her. We left it down there for 3, 4, 5 days because she was tending to it. It was awful, folks. It was awful. So anyway, I took the blame on that. I took it kind of hard. You know, boo-hoo, no drama. I think you're supposed to, or I think something's wrong with you. So I'm putting special attention on her so that she can experience motherhood. I can almost promise you, and I didn't look at the chart, and I needed to before I started this video. I can promise you that she is going to have her calf the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd week of April. She was bred naturally by a bull. We never AI'd her, artificial insemination. Both bulls are here, folks, right now. I'm not going to go climb her into this pasture system here, this yard, and go find 1021. Most of you have already seen her. Some that you haven't, you're going to see her real quick. I'll find her when we're feeding corn silage. So anyway, oh, I'm going to lose you here. She's 150% pregnant. She is carrying. She still puts herself as an outcast within this herd. It's you've never seen anything like it. So watching her and able to see her get her motherhood back, which was robbed from her. I take a lot of that responsibility. Her motherhood was robbed by her. Watching her gain that back here this spring is going to be, I could almost tell you I'd probably give 5 or 6 calves if I had to, just to gain that one from her. So anyway, I think I explained that enough. We are going to do, like I said, 2-3 videos a month, just kind of as a checkup and an update. And when she gets real close, we're going to do multiple videos of the motherhood of 1021. You bulls were a ways away from me, and I started making a little movie here, and you had to come disrupt it, so I can't walk the yard. This is my big boy right here. He's 3, about to be 3.5. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, there's no need in all that funny business. And this is the younger one right here. I'm taking a gamble. I'm keeping the younger one. He had a little bit of an ailment. I touched on this on another video. I'm keeping him. He is going to serve this herd this summer. The big guy, he is for sale. I'm going to put him up for sale within time to come, but not until I do a bull test, which of course is a semen test. What's his fertility? He came in last spring at 94 or 96%. I got the paper to prove it. I'm not a BSer. That is absolutely stellar. And of course he's got calves all over the place and lots of steers and daughters on this farm, obviously this year. And he's obviously got a lot of these heifers and cows out here impregnated as well. He's done a damn good job. Hate to see him go, but that's the way it goes. Rule of thumb is 2 years and out. Otherwise, you will experience oh, I'm at a loss for words here today. It's been a busy, long day. We'll just say interbreeding, and you don't want that. So anyway, just touching on the subject. I'm not going to climb her out there, like I said. Not with the bulls. Even though I'm kind of close, I can manage this. Not when I'm in the middle. And we'll get our eyes on 1021. She is a beautiful, she's got a lot of white in her. I'm going to have to say she's probably about 3/4 Hereford. And obviously with the black, she's got some Angus in her. We'll get to take a nice little look at her in time to come here this week. So that's about it. Everything else is going pretty dang good for the most part. Busy as usual, but busy's supposed to be good. Yeah. Now usually, folks, of course, this fence is higher. There's just less than a foot of packed snow and ice here, so of course things get a little bit low. There's no concerns for this herd here with this low fence. They take this as a brick wall. If it was a big group of calves, then it'd be a little something different.